அடியன் தாசன் அடியன் தேவர் மியூட்ல இருக்கேன்னு நினைக்கிறேன்.
நான் பக்கத்துல அம்மாவோட பேசிட்டு இருக்கேன், அதனால மியூட் போட்டுட்டேன்.
தாசன்
Namaskaram, Kalyan.
Hello, Ranjit. Namaskaram. Can you hear me okay?
Namaskaram, Kalyan.
Namaskaram, Swami. Namaskaram, Mami. How are you? Can you hear me okay, Ranjit? Mami?
Yeah, yes. A little bit louder will be better, but yeah, maybe your voice is soft.
Yeah, a little bit louder could be better.
I'm at the loudest volume on my computer. Maybe I'll speak louder. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay? Okay.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. Is that Badri Mama behind you, Ranjit?
Yes,
yeah,
always.
we can even see you on YouTube live.
Oh,
yes,
YouTube.
always.
Okay. Okay.
You're on live YouTube.
அடியன் தாசன் சுவாமிக்கு இப்போ ஃபோன் பண்ணியிருக்கேன், அவர் பிஸியா இருக்காருன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். நான் இன்னும் ஒரு 5 minutesல திரும்ப ட்ரை பண்ணிட்டு முக்கால்வாசி அவரே வந்துடுவார். இப்படி வரலன்னா அடியன் திரும்ப கூப்பிட்டு ட்ரை பண்றாங்க. அடியன் தாசன். அடியன் தாசன் அடியன் சுவாமி கிட்ட பேசினேன், ஃபோன் பண்ணார். சுவாமி பிரிட்ஜில் எழுறதுக்கு ஒரு 10 நிமிஷம் ஆகும் போல் இருக்கு அடியன்.
ஓகே
சாரி, அது கொஞ்சம் கன்ஃபியூஷன். நான் 7:30க்கு நினைச்சேன், சுவாமி கிட்ட 7:30 சொல்லிட்டேன். அடியன் மேலதான் தப்புது, க்ஷமாபணம் கேட்டுக்கிறேன் அடியன் தாசன். அது சுவாமி கிட்ட 7:30 சொல்லிட்டேன். ஸோ அதனால 7:30 தானடா சொன்னேன். இல்ல அடியன் இப்போ வெயிட் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கேன். சரி ஒரு 10 நிமிஷத்துல வந்துடுறேன் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி அடியன் தாசன்.
நம்ம தான் அன்மியூட் ஆகிடும்.
நீங்க பேசுறதே கேக்கல. மியூட்ல இருக்கீங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். இப்பதான் கேக்குது.
Hello, we know that you're all waiting. Please give a little bit of time. Swami is joining soon. Hello, namaskaram to everyone. I know that you are all waiting. Swami will be joining soon. Excuse us, please.
நான் வந்துட்டேன். வந்துட்டேன். வீடியோ வந்துட்டேன். ஜெய் கிருஷ்ணா. சவுண்ட் கேக்குறதா?
அடியன் கேக்குறது அடியன். அடியன் உங்களுக்கு பேசுறேன்.
ஜெய் கிருஷ்ணா.
ஜெய் ஜெய் ஸ்ரீ கிருஷ்ணா. அடியன்.
அடியன்.
அடியன் தாசன் அடியன். நம்ம நியூசிலாந்து சங்கத்துல எல்லாருமே ஜாயின் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம். All the Bhagavadas of New Zealand and also whoever is comfortable around the globe they have joined அடியன். So thanks to all, and I am giving Jaya Mami and Ranjit Swami are there. So Jaya Mami and Ranjit Swami I am going on.
Namaskaram, Swami.
Namaskaram.
Adiyan Jaya from Sharanagati Satsang. We, the Sharanagati members, are delighted to invite Sri Upaya Vedanta E.S. Swami Mukundacharya for the online Upanyasam on the subject Prahalatha Charithram. And we feel blessed and thank Thayar and Perumal and all our Acharyas and Gurus for this opportunity. And a special mention about Sri Suresh Sampath Swami for coordinating well to organize this wonderful session for all the bhaktas from New Zealand and Australia for the first time. Now, regarding Sharanagati Satsang, a little, we used to meet for many satsangs, and also we meet on a weekly basis to learn 4,000 Nalayira Divya Prabandham by Alvas, Desikar Sostrams and Desikar Prabandhams and so on. We were blessed to meet and enjoyed many Upanyasams by Purnima Ji from Muralidhar Swami's Shishya, Sri Upaya Vedanta Velikudu Swami, Sri Upaya Vedanta Tenthirupere Aravindalochanan Swami, and Sri Upaya Vedanta Gopalavalli Dasar Swami, and Dr. Rabindranath Kannayan from Auckland. During the pandemic period, we were blessed to have the very first online Upanyasam recently by Srimati Haripriya Devanathan Ammangar. Now, a little bit about Swami we need to know. Swami was former professor in electronics and microwave engineering, taught German language to students of Ramakrishna Math, Hyderabad, and Badruka Institute of Foreign Trade, Hyderabad. Has been conducting workshops for children for the last 40 years in Desika Sostrams, Doctrines of Surrender, and many, many more. Now, Swami's titles are Desika Sostra Ratnam, Desika Vangmaya Prachara Durandhara, Desika Kainkarya Sri, Acharya Kainkarya Ratna Chudamani. Now we will listen and enjoy the spontaneous flow of nectar by Swami on the subject Prahalatha Charithram. Namaskaram, Swami, and all the bhaktas present here and supporting us. Thank you. Swami, neenga padunga.
Thank you for a wonderful introduction. Mami, Jaya Mami. Humble pranams at the lotus feet of all the devotees who have assembled here, in spite of their busy schedule, in spite of their appointments, to encourage me. Are you able to hear? It's clear? Sound is clear?
Yes, Nana Kekar Swami.
Okay, fine.
Adiyan.
So, yeah, all English, right? Right. So I'm very happy that I am in a wonderful satsang, Sharanagati satsang. Sharanagati is the only word, is the only magical word which can, liberate all the souls. Because Vedanta Deshika incarnated as this Acharya Srinivasa himself incarnated to spread this doctrine of Sharanagati. But for Sharanagati, we are nowhere. And I'm very happy that many luminaries, many devotees, like Purnimaji, devotee of disciple of Muralidhar Guruji, she came to our house also, incidentally. She gave a upanyasam, scintillating upanyasam here at Secunderabad in my Dasan's Kutiram. And Tendiripera Arvindalochanan Swami, I also know him very well. She Gopalavalli Dasar, very spreading among the youth the divine messages. And Dr. Ravindranath, I'm very happy to, I haven't heard him, but I heard his name. And then first online Upanyasam by Haripriya Devanathan Avargal. And it's really heartening to know that you meet once in a week to learn Nalari Diva Prabandham and the works of all other acharyas. Fantastic. And it's a divine experience to be in such a satsang. Kindly excuse me for the Bhagavatam for the delay, because I got confused. I thought it is 7:30 IST. My mistake. So let us straight away go into the Upanyasam. Shriman Venkatanatharya Kavi Tarkika Kesari Vedanta Jabhajyo Me Sandidattam Sada Hridi Jnananandamayam Devam Nirmalas Patikakritim Adharam Sarva Vidyanam Hayagrivam Upasmahe Tagladanarda Parashara Pundari Kavyasam Banisha Shukashaunaka Bhishmadavyan Rukmangadarchana Vasishta Vibhishanadin Punyaniman Parama Bhagavatan Smarami Naham Basami Vaikuntena Yoginam Sudairavo Madbhaktaha Yatra Gayanti Tatra Tishtami Narada Kayadu Sutavaja Satirada Bungabhadropadi Vibhishana Bhujangama Prajaganam Parishadayaha Bhavatpada Samaschita Bhaya Vimukti Mapuryatha Labe Mahi Tatha Bhayam Sabhadirangana Tatvaya Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnoho Smaranam Padasevanam Archatam Bandhanam Dasyam Sakyam Atmanivedanam Asmat Saragurubhyo Namaha. Namas Sadase. It's a real fortune. I would say it's a jackpot for all of us, because today is Bhishma Ekadasi. Very rare. Incidentally, in Hyderabad, in a place called Muchintal, Chennajir SwAmi is conducting Vishnu Sahasranam Akhanda Parayana, where lakhs are participating today. Generally, Chennajir conducts on every Bhishma Ekadasi mass chanting of Vishnu Sahasranam, and not less than 1 lakh people, 1 lakh people they attend. Generally. Now, this being a special occasion of unveiling of the statue of equality, Ramanujacharya's Divya Vigraham. So Hyderabad has become a Bhagyanagar. They come on the world map, picture world map, where the mass chanting of Sahasranam is going on. And it's befitting that on this Bhishma Ekadashi day, we just, do some chintana about Prahalatha. Beautiful title. I thought of giving a title as Nrisimha Avataram, but Sharanagati group has given a wonderful title, Prahalatha Charithram. It's true. It's the Charithram of Prahalatha, not Perumal. How Perumal lifts a devotee, to what extent he lifts himself. And that is very clearly evident from this Charithram. When Bhishma was narrating about the glories of Perumal in the form of Vishnu Sahasranama, and in the Mahabharata, there is an instance where Bhishma tells about the glories of Perumal, and in the Rajasuya Yajna, the glory of Perumal was being recited and explained very clearly by Narada. Narada tells the glory of Prahalatha. That is the greatest. In the recent times, the one Acharya's Taniyan was written by his own Acharya. All of you must have known. Abhinava Deshika Srimad Uttamur SwAmi. Generally, we don't mention the name. People are afraid of even mentioning them, because he wrote so many commentaries on the works of SwAmi Deshika, along with his Anushtanam, etc. So he was given the title as Abhinava Deshikan. Incidentally, his Tirunakshadam also is Swati. He appeared on Swati, the same star of the Simha. So it just came to my flashed in my thought. So I thought I can share it with you. His Taniyan was written by his Acharya, Srimad Paramavamsa Parivrajaka Acharya, Kodiyalam Swami. Adbhutam yasya vikrantam vedavithi vishodhane aparam nigamantaryam. The other two words must have been written by his devotees because he would not have written. Prapadye Veera Raghava. I surrendered to that Veera Raghava who has done wonderful Kankaryam to the Veda Mata, etc. So, why I am saying is this. In the Rajasuya Yajna, in front of all the kings and devotees, Narada is explaining the glory of Prahalata, his own disciple. There was a ranking, even in those days, probably they might have some multiple choice test or something like that, they would have evaluated. Maharshis, they gave the ranking of devotees. Prahalata got the first rank and Narada got the second rank. Narada was proud of it. And hence he was explaining the glory of Prahalata, right? Prahalata Narada Parashara Pundarika. That is the ranking. It's not exactly ranking. It just came. The shloka, all are equal. You can't say it's first rank and second rank. Once Narada went to Vaikuntha, I read it somewhere. They don't ask for pramanas and that. We have to take the essence of that. That's all. Like, the squirrel, the Kankaryam of squirrel. It's not mentioned in Valmiki Ramayana. But how do I mention? Chalamila, Anilum, Polim, right? So many instances are which are not mentioned in the Purana, but you should take out the essence from those incidents. It seems Narada went to Vaikuntha and then asked Perumal, do you have a diary, phone diary? And Perumal said, why don't? Everyone has. I do have a phone diary. And Narada asked him, show me that diary. I want to see that. It seems Perumal showed the diary and Narada was flipping through the pages. His name was not there. Narada was shocked. My name is not here. And Perumal smiled and said, I have another personal diary in which I have the names of only VVIPs. Like that, Prahalata tops the list of personal contacts. First name comes Prahalata. Who is, now Perumal himself says this. Where does he say? When he incarnated as SwAmi Deshikan, Venkadesha Avataroyam. He says this in Abhitistavam. Kayadu Sutta Vajasa. First name is Kayadu Sutta. Why Kayadu Sutta? All the credit goes to the mother, right? Right from the womb, Prahalata was hearing the glories of Lord through Narada. So that's why the Bhagavat Vishayam should be fed right from the womb when the child is in the womb. And that is why we advise the pregnant mothers to listen to Satsanga, Satvika, Upanyasams, good songs, good music, right? Even on Simantam, they compulsory to play Vedas. Shastras mention that the pregnant lady must listen to Veena Vadana. Veena Vachika Kudade, Upayogama Vachikano, but that Veena instrument should be heard along with some songs, divine songs, etc. So that the child starts listening the music. Vedanta Deshika himself says, I am a Veena, right? I am a Veena instrument. And the Lord played a music through me, and that is nothing but Dayasha. Veena Vishesham Venkatesham. So, Prahalata is a Garbha Shriman. Prahalata, we are talking about Prahalata Charithram. Our children should become Garbha Shriman. Anyway, the time is over. Now they have come out. What to do now? So we should pray Prahalata to give that devotion to our children. That's all. Very simple. We should pray to Lakshmi Nrsimha to give the Prahalata Bhakti to our children. Bhakti me dehi shashvati. To us also. So they are, Prahalata is known as Garbha Shriman in Sampradaya, right? Garbha Shriman, technical word. Garbha Shriman. Rich child, right from the womb. Generally, we say, right, born with a silver spoon or golden spoon or platinum spoon or something like that. He's born with a golden spoon. Prahalada was such a child. Right from the womb, he was hearing Bhagavat Vishayam. And his love to Perumal is unparalleled. Even Narada cannot match. Who says this? Narada himself says this. You know about my child, about my disciple? You know what a devotee was? So when he narrated this story of Prahalatha Charithram, Nrisimha, Avirbhav, etc., it seems Yudhishthira started crying in the assembly. And Bhishma asked him, today is Bhishma, so I am connecting it. Bhishma asked him, why are you crying? Yudhishthira said, Dharmaputra said that I am so unfortunate that I didn't have darshan of Nrisimha, who just came in a flash of a second and then disappeared after blessing Prahalada. And Bhishma said, laughing, you are an idiot. The same Perumal who came for a fraction, flash of a second and then disappeared like an electric phenomenon. Vedas themselves described it. Nrisimha Avatar as an electric phenomenon. Obvious. Whenever a highly charged positive substance and a highly charged negatives will come together, there will be a spark. Prahalada was highly charged. Asti, Perumal is there. Hiranyaka was highly charged. Nasti, no Perumal. I am the Perumal. Obviously, an electric discharge was there between the high potential, positive potential, negative potential. And that electric phenomenon is none other than, that Vidyut Shakti is none other than Nrisimha. So the same Nrisimha who appeared for a fraction of a second, he blessed everybody and then just disappeared. The same Nrisimha, he is with you and serving you like a servant. Idiot, you don't recognize that. Yudhishthira started crying. That Perumal, who came down all the way from Vaikuntha for Prahalada, he's with me, serving with me, brooming my floor, cleaning my house, washing the feet of the devotees who come to my house, picking up the leaves with the remnants of Bhagavata Prasadam. What a blessed soul I am. That is the power of Sharanagati. You just mention Sharanagati, just surrender at his lotus feet and he will do everything for you. Kannadasan wrote, Kannan Sevakan, very new concept. A drunkard, his life was transformed and then he kept his name as Kannadasan. But he wrote Kannan Sevakan. So, this is the glory of Prahalada. What is the specialty of Prahalada? That is Acharya Kataksham. See, Narada is glorifying Prahalada. But for Narada, Prahalada wouldn't have got this knowledge. That is the Acharya Kataksham. Eka eva guror drishtya. Just a small glance, a fraction of a glance of an Acharya is greater than the Kataksham of even Perumal, Sahasrakshaha. Natattisribihi ashtabihi sahasrena api kasyachit. Eka eva guror drishtya. Yat labhet. You can't get the grace from even 1,000-eyed ones, the Perumal himself, compared to a fraction of a glance from an Acharya. Acharya Kataksham is enough. Right? So, Acharyas are everything for us. Acharya Digadevatam Samatikam Manyam na Manyam. Vedanta Deshika says, I don't know any other God. Acharya says, my God. Atre Ramanuja is everything for me. He's Ramanuja, he's Perumal, everything. So, Prahalada became one of the greatest devotees simply because of Acharya Kataksham. And he was called Garbhashya. Jayamanam hi Purushan yam pasyet Madhusudana. Savai Mokshatta Chintaka. Who will be there as members of the Sharanagati group or Takshika group or GSPK group, whatever group you have, online groups? Who can become a member? Who becomes a member, not one who registers with Instagram or Telegram. The one who is chosen by Perumal. Otherwise, you can't be here. Don't think that you have come out of your own accord, you have taken so pains and all. No, Perumal wanted you to be here because he loves you. Simple as that. You are all Garbha Shriman, otherwise you can't be here. You may have a highest technical equipment with you, one of the best laptops with you, but still, to be in a satsang, you should be in the not good books, in the best books of Perumal, right? We always say you should be in good books with somebody. You should be in the best book of Perumal, otherwise you can't be here. You can't be in a satsang, I mean. You can't be learning Prabandham, I can't be learning Sahasranam, whatever it is. Impossible. It's not chance. Okay, it is the will of Perumal. So we are also Garbha Shriman, otherwise you can't be. We cannot be talking about Prahalatha. We are also Garbha Shriman. When we were in the womb of our mother, some great Mahan has blessed. Dirgha Sumangali Bhava, Saubhagyavati Bhava, Suputra Bhakti, something like that. One Nakshata is enough. And hence we are here. Prahalatha Charithra gives a best example of how the blessings of Acharyas and Bhagavatas can transform one's life, can magnetize a person, and through him magnetize others. Right? Prahalatha was not a single devotee, right? It transformed many people, right? To this day, many people get transformed just by listening to or reading Prahalatha Charithra. For one devotee, small child, 7-year-old boy, Perumal comes down from Vaikuntha. He loves everyone. He loves even Hiranyakasipu also. That's also important. Hiranyakasipu also is his child. But he lifted Prahalatha to such an extent because Prahalatha had no other refuge other than Perumal. You have everything for me, that's all. And let us go into Srimad Bhagavatam. What does 7th canto say? Narada, this is actually Narada Yudhishthira Sambadam in 7th canto. Dialogue between Narada and Yudhishthira. At that time, Yudhishthira asks, Yudhishthira was surprised, this fellow, Shishupala, whose Nitya Karma was only to rain abuses on Krishna. There are Asuras even now, right? Their only job is to rain abuses on Bhagavatas. And they find delight in it, right? Bhagavata Pracharam is always delightful. In Sometimes you spend thousands of rupees to catch a train and go to somebody's somebody's house, and then we talk about nonsense about Bhagavatas, and that is very relishing also. That's why Andal specially said, Tikkoralai Chandro. Very, very important. Whether you do bhajan or satsang or chant Tiruvamidi, that is immaterial. At least don't do this. That is why Vedanta Deshika says, I always do which I am not supposed to. Akrityanam cha karanam. And I do what is prohibited. And I do not do what is prescribed for me. Krityanam varjanam cha me. So what to do? Perumal said, okay, you are doing all nonsense. You are not doing Nitya Karma. What should I do? Kshamasva nikilam deva pranatartihara prabhu. I'm like this. I'm born like this. What to do? Change me. Slap me. Give me such a slap that I will change myself. A child doesn't listen to the loving words of mother. Then what to do finally? The mother is saying, don't go near the fan. Don't keep your finger near the fan. You will get electrocuted, you will get injured. But the child goes near the fan, rotating fan, and try to poke the finger inside. Then what the mother will do? If she is the real mother, she will just give a slap so that the child will never even attempt to keep the finger inside the fan. Say a rotating blade, whatever it is. If she is a real mother. If somebody is neighbor's mother, she will say, Patta padatu namakenna. She will not bother. Perumal is like that. He gives us slaps in our life. Learn from this. What to learn? I love you, that's why I slap. So remember one thing. All Bhagavatas, all good people, all Bhaktas will be slapped by Perumal because he is correcting us. That's all. He will take the dearest ones from us through Karuna. He will give a disease. Right? This is nothing but slapping to reform us because he loves us. That's very, very important. So, Shishupala, his Nitya Karma was only to always to rain abuses on Krishna. Just like Sahasranama, Bhishma always used to chant Sahasranama, right? Parvati always used to chant Sahasranama. Parvati found delight in chanting Sahasranama, right? So he was relishing abusing Krishna. Krishna loved it. Somewhere you are chanting Sahasranama, right? Either you praise me or you criticize me. That is also a bhakti, right? Because he's always thinking of Krishna, raining abuses on Krishna. That is also a sort of bhakti. Bhayat Kamsaha. Kamsa also was a devotee. Why? Because always afraid of Krishna, always thinking of Krishna. Premat Gopyaha. The Perumal want a loving bhakti. You should love him like a Madhurya bhakti, like Gopika bhakti, or a Vatsalya bhakti, like Yashoda, etc. So, Yudhishthira asks Narada, how come Shishupala attained the lotus feet of the Lord? Because an effulgence, a light came from his body and attained the lotus feet of Perumal. Just like they show in the movies, right? How is it possible? He was a Janma Vairya. Right from birth, he hated Krishna. Dveshat. How come? Mahapapi, isn't it? Narada said, Gopyaha Kama. Madhurya Baba, the gopis attained Krishna. Bhayat Kamsaha. Kamsa attained the Lord's lotus feet because of his fear, because they were always thinking of Krishna. Dveshat Chedya. Chedya means the king of Chedi Raja. Chedi Desha. Chedi Raja is none other than Shishupala. So one small point here, I will forget otherwise. Shishupala was very handsome like Krishna. Remember that. In spite of that, Rukmini rejected him. That is the point. Shishupala was not like a villain as they show in the movies or something. He was very handsome. Similarly, Ravana was like a Manmatha. Hanuman himself says, he looks like a Manmatha. My God, he will become the king of the world only if he didn't desire somebody's life. Except for this sin, he looks like a Manmatha. In spite of that, Sita didn't even look at him. That is the Pativritya of Sita. Rukmini didn't even look at Shishupala, although she knew Shishupala was most handsome. He was almost equal to Krishna. He is related to Krishna also. Attai's son. Very handsome, very handsome. Probably had a six-pack body or something like that. In spite of that, Rukmini rejected. Why? Character. Character is important. Chittva, Gunan. Character is important. We may be Mr. World or Mr. in what it is. So, Shishupala, Dveshat Chedi Raja. Chedya Dayon Ripaha. Many people who hated Krishna, they also attained this pity because they were constantly thinking of Krishna. Sambandhat Krishnaya. Through relation, Atapaya, Mama Payan, this and that, all the Vrishnis, they got liberation. Snehatyuyam. Narada says, because of the friendship, because he considers you, Pandavas, as his own prana. Mama prana hi Pandava. Perumal says, they are my pranas, Pancha pranas. Bhaktya vayam vibho. And we by devotion. Right. So, Shishupala, Dantavaktra, they are none other than Jaya Vijaya, Ravana Kumbhakarna, Hiranyaksh, Hiranyakashipu. Right? So, Shishupala and Dantavaktra, they also attained the lotus because of this Swabhava. They were constantly thinking of Perumal. So Yudhishthira asks then in the Rajasuya Yajna, tell me the story of Hiranyakashipu and Prahalatha. After Hiranyaksha was killed by Varaha Perumal, Hiranyakashipu became wild because his own brother was killed by Vishnu. So he had an hatred against Vishnu. Vishnuhu Dvija Kriya Mulo Yajna Dharma Maya Puman. So he wanted to take revenge for his brother's death upon Varaha Perumal, upon Vishnu. So he says, Vishnu Dvija Kriya Mula. Vishnu resides in the Vaidika karmas of Dvijas, of Brahmanas. Yajna Dharma Maya. He is also present in the Yajna and in the Dharma. Devarshi Pitur Bhut. Wherever there is Dharma, wherever there is Yajna, wherever there is Go worship. Yatra Yatra Dvijo Gavo Veda Varna Shrama Kriyaha. Just go to those places where Yajnas are being conducted, where Goshalas are there. Kill them, destroy them. Because then Vishnu will be destroyed automatically. This is what he says. Even Hiranyakashipu knew where Vishnu resides, right? Tam tam janapadam bata sandipayata vrishchata. So Hiranyakashipu said, go and cut the sacred thread of the Brahmanas, remove the tufts of kudmi of the Brahmanas, remove the tilak, kill the cows, eat the cows, right? Sell the beef, more and more beef shops should be there. This is what he said. What is being, it's nothing new here. This happened even in Satyayuga itself. Then kill those Brahmanas, Sandipayata Vrishchata. Kill them, cut them to pieces, bone them. So this type of Dvija Dvesha was there from Satyayuga. It's not new in Kali Yuga. Then he, he returns and then to the palace and then he consoles his brother's wife and his mother also. Why are you crying? Don't cry now. Brother is gone. He is dead. He has been killed by Varaha. I know he talks Vedanta, right? Nastikas speak a wonderful Vedanta, they and all of us, right? Generally, there is an idiomatic usage, right? Devil quoting scriptures. He talks Vedanta. Who? Hiranyakashipu. It's all there in the Bhagavatam. Nityatma Vyaya Shuddha. Atma is permanent. Only body is temporary. This fellow is saying. Asuras speak well, They speak Vedanta very well. Nitya Atma Vyaya Shuddha. Atma is pure. Atma cannot be killed. Sarvaka Sarvavitparaha. Satya Asa Vidyamano Ingam Maya Visrijan Gunan. Due to the Maya, it identifies itself with the body and then it suffers. And he tells a story. I will tell you a story. Ushinara, there was a place called Ushinara. There was a king by name Suyagnya. Now he is telling the story to whom? To his mother and his brother's wife. There was a king by name Suyagnya. He died in the battlefield. And all the queens, all his children, all his bandhus, relatives, friends, they started crying. The Ranis didn't want to burn the body. They didn't want to pot the body also. Nowadays, even the hospital itself, even if somebody dies of a fever, they immediately declare it as a COVID and then they squeeze your money and finally we also will die. We'll commit suicide. To such an extent, they will just wipe out all your bank balance and torture you. The best way is not to go to an hospital. Unless it is extremely serious, right? There is a big mafia going on throughout the world. That's what I read in the internet. I don't know how far it is true. Anyway, so this fellow says, Hiranyakashipu gives the example that Suyagya, the king of Pushinara, died. Nobody wanted to burn the body because they loved him so much. Then Yamadharmaraja himself came as a child and then spoke to them. This is all Maya. Only Perumal is the Sutradhari. Narayana decides. And this body is made of Panchabhutas, earth, water, ether, air, fire, and it has to go back to those prime elements, right? And whatever be the whatever you do, you may preserve the body in ice box for 100 years, it cannot come back. You may use any technology, gone is gone. It's finished. You cannot keep on ventilator and then telling people, cheat the people that no, see, there is a breath, he is alive and all. He's gone. He will not come back. So better realize that one day you will also die. You are also going to be burnt. You will be buried. So why are you crying? When Yamadharmaraja told this in the form of a child, then they realized the temporariness of this body. And then they allowed the body of the king Suyagya to be burnt. Now, who is telling this story? Hiranyakashipu is telling this story. To whom? To his mother and his brother's wife. So, what does he say? So, you also do not cry about Hiranyakshavada. Then Diti, his mother, and his brother's wife, they were consoled, and then say this is how Nastikas speak of better Vedanta than Nastikas. Right? They are hidden Nastikas and open Nastikas. They talk hidden Nastikas. They talk wonderful Vedanta, this and that. You will find many people, in the society that I am doing this Kalakshevam, that Kalakshevam. I am doing this thing, that thing. I have donated so many things to temple and all. But finally, you will not be doing Sandhyavanam. You ask him why? I don't believe in Sandhyavanam. All nonsense. I love Perumal like anything, but I will not listen to whatever he says. Like just like saying, you ask your son, do you love him? Yes. And do you do your homework class because your father wants you to do that? He said, no, I won't do that. I don't believe on this. I love my father. I will say, I love you, that's it. But I won't do anything. Nonsense, right? He is also an Astika. Anybody who accepts Perumal and doesn't do the dictates of Shastras, then he is also an Astika. Anybody who accepts the Shastras, rules and regulations, but doesn't love his father, he is also an Astika. People accept Vedas, but they don't accept Perumal. People accept Perumal, but they don't accept the Vedas. They are all not Astikas. You have to accept the both. Why? Veda Shastram Paramnakti Nadayavam Keshavat Param. Vyasa himself declared this after writing all the 18 Puranas. Satyam, Satyam, Punah Satyam, Dritya Bhujamuchyate. So, Nastikas only speak in a better way than Astikas. That's what is happening in Kali Yuga, right? And they become gurus and they call themselves as Bhagavans and they cheat. Because the people want to be cheated. Right? I am a Kadorpati. A person comes and says to people, I am a Kadorpati. I want to go to drugs and drink and dance, everything. At the same time, I also want to go to temple. So you will get such a guru. The guru will say, you do all nonsense in the night. Morning, you just say Ramanam, everything will be washed away. Such gurus will be there. It's true, Ramanam can burn any type of sin. It's like a burnal, but doesn't mean that you have to burn your finger for that. Right? So, see how he is becoming a Vedanti, right? Then he wanted to take revenge on Vishnu, right? He wanted to become emperor of the 3 worlds. So he does severe penance. Asuras are very powerful in doing penance, right? That's why you say Asura Sadakam. You don't say Deva Sadakam. Eppadi paadraya? Asura mari paad. Asura Vegam, you say. Speed like an Asura. Asuras are very sincere in their tapasya. Unfortunately, they are against the Shastras or Perumal. That's the only thing. But they are very sincere, very disciplined. They go to the office 5 minutes before time. They come from office 5 minutes after time. They get impressed by the boss and then they get higher pay hike. You work like Asuras. If people will say, how he is working 12 hours a day? Out of 24 hours, he will be dedicating 18 hours in the office. Right? Asura Sadakam. Asuras. You can't even imagine the energy levels of such people. So he did Asura Tapas. in Mandara Chal, and smoke started coming from his head. Such a severe tapasya. Smoke started coming from head, from his antenna. Tasya Murdnaha, I didn't say this, Bhagavatam is saying this. Tasya Murdnaha Samudbhutaha Sadhumo Agnihi. First, smoke started coming from his shika, and then fire started coming. Such a severe penance. Tapomayaha, Bhagavatam says this. Brahma immediately came down from his Brahma Loka and then he sprinkled water on his body. Bhakshitangam pipilikaihi, Shuka says this, Shukacharya. His body was eaten by, pipilikai means ants. White ants. Nowadays we have got technology, right? To treat these white ants, termite. Termite cleaning, you just give through an app, they come to your house, they do some injection, something they also will loot. Termite. Just eat away everything in your house. His body was eaten away by termites. Shuka says, such a severe pain, he didn't even know. We are dying because of one mosquito bite. They say immediately, doctor, is it dengue? One mosquito has bitten, you are finished. People are dying because of one mosquito. Mosquitoes are very powerful. Mosquitoes are at least visible. The coronavirus is not at all visible, right? It's killing people. Who is intelligent? The virus or the doctor? So, Bhakshitangam pipilikaihi. Then Brahma sprinkled water on him. Immediately he got a wonderful body like a diamond. It was strong like a gold. Strong conductor of electricity, right? So that is why it's called Hiranya Kachipu. Kachipu means body. Hiranya means gold. It's golden, like gold, solid gold. Body cannot be even touched by anybody. Then once a person becomes powerful, either he gets money or power or post, then automatically ego will go out. He gets money, excess money, then he will throw Perumal out. Edging God out. E-D-G-I-N-G. Edging God, G-O-D out. That's called ego. He'll throw Perumal. He thinks he is God. When I say like this, 100 people will call me. 100 things will happen like this. So that is another drug, right? Position. When a person comes to a post, automatically thinks I can, do anything. So that's also another drug. Padavi Moga, right? So what did he do? He got so many boons. He received so many boons from Brahma and then started. The next thing what? Once you get money, power, what next thing is you will misbehave and you become a rowdy. Already he is an asura. Already he has a grudge against Vishnu. Already he has a grudge against all the Brahmanas, cows, yajnas, etc. And when he becomes powerful, when he comes to power, what will he do? He'll start destroying everything. And he did that. Then all the three words started destroying all the yajnas, killing the cows, slaughtering the cows. All the Maharishis went to only refugees Perumal. Veda Shastam Param Nasti Nadaivam Keshavat Param. All said and done. They ran to Narayana and then Perumal didn't appear there. Bhagavatam says. You can't just go and see Perumal. You can't see even an ordinary prime minister. How can you see Perumal just like that? Whether you are a Devata or whoever you are. Perumal answered as an Ashariri without revealing himself. A sound came. We say Akashavani, right? Sound was heard through the ether. And the voice of Perumal was, don't worry, I will come. When I will allow Hiranyakashipu only to such an extent, such a time, till he harms Prahlada. Prahlada yayatha dhrikhyete anishepi varorjitam. When he attempts to kill Prahlada, I will incarnate and I will kill him. Prahlada is. So I will come for that devotee. So all the Maharishis were waiting for the advent of Prahlada. And Prahlada appeared, Parama Bhagavata, always Bhagavad Dhyana, right from childhood, right from Garbha. I told you, he is Garbha Shriman. He was sent to school as usual. It was offline, not online. Shukacharya says the guru's name were Chanda and Amarka, the children of Shukracharya. And then what did they teach? The syllabus was changed. Asuras come, they change the syllabus, right? They will include the stories of their family members, their brother, sister, and all. So history will have, the history books contain only about Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, his wife, his grandfather, something like that. And Prahalata didn't like, obviously. So how will we read the Asura Charithram? Just like in India, we read more about Mughals' rule and Viceroy's rule rather than Chandragupta or Chanakya. It is a curse. We don't read about good people. We read only about plunderers. Right? Like that, Hiranyakashipu introduced that syllabus, what to do. And Prahalata, what did he do? He didn't disrespect his teachers. He used to keep silent, that's all. Maunena. He didn't accept in the mind anyway. Ekada surarat putram angamaropya pandava. Once Surarat, the king of all the Asuras, Hiranyakashipu, angamaropya pandava. So he placed Prahalata on his lap. After all, his child, his own child. He loves his child. Paprachaya asked him, Katyatam Vatsa, my child, Vatsa, my beloved child, Prahalata, Manyete Sadhu Yad Bhavan. What do you think is the best in this world? What did you learn? You tell me the best. See, he didn't ask anything. Tell me Jack and Jill went up the hill and down. Because if he doesn't know, then the child's face, he cannot see the child's face. So such a loving father he was. He was also a loving father. He didn't want the child's face to go down. So he asked about which is the best one you think. He gave the complete choice to Prahalata. Exams will be very nice if they give it. What do you know? Exams are designed in such a way that they want to know what you don't know. Examination should be like, you should tell what you know, what all you are at, you give, accordingly you give marks. Not what you don't know, what I ask you tell. If the student asks the teacher, you will be finished. So now he is asking, see how he is asking. You tell me what is best for you. What did he say? Prahalata, Bhagavatam says, Tatsadhamanye asuravarya degina sada samudvigna dhyama sadgrahat hitvatmapatam grihamandhakupam vanam gato yat harimashrayet. Very famous slokam, the Bhagavatam. The best thing which I learned, which I know, is surrender to Hari. That's all. Harim ashrayeta. That is the best thing. What is the use of learning so many things? PhDs, Pachadis, so many things. I know this thing, that thing. What is the use? You have not surrendered yourself to Perumal. All are waste. He's saying this. You have to surrender to Harim. What is the use that you are indirectly, mind you are the king of all the three worlds? What is it? So one day you are going to die. You may live for a million years, but you have to die. That's all. Your own brother died. My Chetapa finished. No, you are left. One day you will die. What is the use of all this wealth, health, power? Yeah. Nonsense. You just surrender to Perumal. Indirectly, you are saying this. Harima Shrayeta. Why? Vanam Gato. Go to Vanam. Why? Why should one go to forest? If that is the case, then there will not be any city at all. Everybody will go to forest. Anyway, he meant jungle. Nowadays, people misunderstood. They made a concrete jungle. Everywhere there is a concrete jungle. They are doing tapasya. Anyway, there is no other way to go, right? Not jungle of trees, only jungle of buildings. So, Vyakyanam, they write, Vanam Gato means go place like Vrindavanam, Naimisharanyam, Ayodhya, Divyadesham, Upalakshanam. Vanam Gato Yatu Harima Ashrayeta. Why? Why should we go to forest? Because the ambience should be there, place should be there. Place should be very important, right? Place of worship is very important. That's why you go to the temples. There you go to satsang kendras, satsang centers. You can't simply argue, I love devotion, I don't want to go to the temple, a lot of politics in there. Politics will always be there everywhere. You just go there, have darshan of the Divya Mangala Vigram. Divya Mangala Vigram is so powerful. It's called, you can, Subhashrayam. Subhashyam Swami Ramanuja says it's a Subhashrayam, Archa Vigram. Shubham, it gives you all auspicious at the very moment you see it. And Ashrayam, you can surrender. You can do Sharanagati. Just see whatever Rama you feel like, surrender at his feet, just falling at his feet. Tena Sri Raghupunga Vangrigale Nyastatma Rakshaba. It's one Acharya Sthaniya, Temperament. So, Acha Vigraha, so powerful, so sweet, so loving. Yet all your sins will be washed just by saying the Vigraha. Even on the internet, on phone, or go to the temple and have a darshan of Acha Vigraha. So, Vanam gato yat harimashrayeta. Palligil Vodi, Alvar gives a different version because Alvars have a knowledge superior to Maharishis, right? Maharishis, they obtain that knowledge due to their tapasya. Alvars, they are Nitisuris, right? So, Mayarvara Madilalam Marula Petra Alvar. So, Palligil Vodi Vanta Tanchiruvan. It seems out of all the children, I think Prahalatha was the closest to it. Hiranyakashipu. Tanchiruvan. Vayilor Ayira Namam. When he asked him, it seems according to Alvar, what is the best thing you learned? He said, Vishwam Vaitnava Shatkaro, Buddha Bhabhyavat, today's Bhishma Ekachi. Buddha Bhabhyavat Prabhu, etc. I wonder one thing about Sahasranam before if I get that. Hearing Sahasranam is more powerful than even chanting. Yayidam Shuniya Nityam is. Then people started, doing bandh, strike against Vyasa. What is this? Hearing is superior. What about we people? We are chanting every day. Yaschapi parikirte. You will also get equal phalam, equal result. Vyasa said. See that shloka, Parashati. Yayidam Shuniya Nityam. First phalam goes to the folks who hear Sahasranama, Nama Sankirtanam, Bhajan. Next to the Bhagavata who sings or chants it. Yaschapi parikirte. Because he is the cause of this punya. So he also gets a punya. So Alvar says, Prahalatha said, chanted Sahasranama. You know what did he do? Hiranyakashipu just laughed. He's a child, right? These fellows, call those teachers, they are not teaching him. What are the teachers? I have changed the syllabus. I have told you, Hiranyakashipu Namaha. You have to include all the stories of my sisters, my brothers, son-in-laws, grandsons, grandchildren, all my TV channels in the syllabus. How come you didn't do that? They said, no, we always instruct as you say, my Lord, but we don't know how he got this knowledge. Jahasa buddhi bhalana vidyate prabhuti jahasa. And because we just laughed and said, take care. Once I can give you wonderful, come on, just carry on. Again, Chanda and Amarka, again he started going to the school. And again, same Upadesham, again the same thing. And then he started giving a reverse instruction. Prahalatha started teaching them reverse. This is wrong, Shariram is different, that is different, etc. So, this is what has happened. So, what to do? He started giving him a reverse Upadesham to the teachers. And then they complained to Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu again called Prahalatha and asked him, no, what did you learn? Tell me, what is the improvement? One semester is over. Prahalatha anucchatam tata swadhitam kinchiduttamam kalena yeta bhatta yushman yadasikshan guru or bhavan. Hiranyakashipu calls him and then asks him, now, some time has passed. I think you have learned in a better way. What did you learn? Prahalatha says, Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnoho. Famous verse, right? Smaranam Padasevanam Archanam Bandhanam Dasyam Sakyam Atmanivedanam. I sing generally in the Upanyasam like this because if the Upanyasam is not good, at least some people will enjoy the music. One person told me after Upanyasam, I asked him, how was my Upanyasam? He said, your music was very nice. Very clearly, there is no substance. So now you prepared very carefully, at least I should give you a substance. Anyway, so this is what he said. Ramanam Kirtanam Krishna, this is what time. That is the best thing. Always here. First thing, remember, Shravanam is very important. Hearing is very important. Then giving a lecture or upanyasam. Shravana Bhakti is supreme. Because only through hearing we can develop bhakti. Perumal enters into our heart only through the ears. That's why Perumal has given 2 ears and he didn't keep any lid to close. You have to hear. You can't close your ears, right? So 2 ears and 1 tongue. Mouth you can close, right? So talk less, famous proverb, right? Talk less, hear more. Bahubhya shrotavyam bahudha shrot. What should we hear? We hear Vedas say we should hear about Nrsimha. Baddham karnebi shruniyama devaha. Bhadram. Bhadra is Mahalakshmi's name. Yastam Bhadram Ramamyam. Bhadra's husband is Bhadraha. Nrsimha's name is Bhadraha. Yastam Bhadram Ramamyam. Bhadram means Mangala, auspicious, all auspicious. Husband of Bhadra is Bhadra. Bhadran. So you should hear about Nrsimha's glory. Bhadram karnebi shruniyama deva. This is what Hiranyakashipu is hearing now from his own sons. See, enemy is nowhere. Enemy is inside. We don't have enemies outside. We don't have inner enemies. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsya. Enemies are not outside. Unseen enemies inside our heart. So again, you become wild and call the teachers. What did you teach? Nonsense. The gurus were trembling with fear. No, we didn't tell. He is telling on his own. We don't know who is teaching him. Hiranyakashipu asked Prahalatha, who told you all this nonsense? All this crap. Hari, this and that. Yagyam, Bharanyasam, Bhakti. Nonsense. Nowadays, even many gurus are there, right? They call themselves Bhagavans and gurus, Jagat gurus, Parama gurus, 108 gurus. Are sab kuch chalega. You take drinks, you take drug, nothing will happen. Are who has seen health? Who has seen heaven? What nonsense. Such gurus are there even now. And people call them as wonderful gurus because they are very good in communication skills. He will also go to hell and all his followers will go to hell. And the gurus are saying, we didn't say, he has learned on his own. Hiranyakashipu asked him, who taught you all this nonsense? You are going to this school properly, but how come you are learning all these things? Prahalatha said, it is Bhagavat Kripa, Acharya Kripa. The next second, he threw him from his lap on the ground. You villain, you are my enemy. You are the first enemy now. Being my own son, you are talking about that Hari, talking about my enemy who has killed your own Chitapa, your own uncle. Ityukto paratam putram Hiranyakachi purusha andikritatma swat sangan iraste mahitali. He threw him on the ground. Prahalatha was not injured, it's a different thing. And then he said, kill him immediately. I don't want my own son talking about my enemy. Nonsense. He's talking about Hari. Anybody who chants Hari, all of them were killed. Anybody who talks Hari, kill this fellow. Guru said, leave him. He's a child, 7-year-old boy. We will teach him, don't worry. We'll try to bring him to the track. Do that properly, otherwise I'll kill you. Again, Prahalatha started going, now he's growing up slowly. Again, went to the school. Again, he started preaching others now. Earlier it was better. He used to keep quiet. Now he started call all the children and said, come on, what is the use of all this education? This is physics, chemistry, nonsense. Nobody knows. Nobody is a scientist. Nobody can manufacture water. 2H plus O2 only Perumal can make. You can't make. You can do in a lab, but only for 1 liter. Perumal is giving for millions of liters water for all the resources. Right? Kaumarya Charit Prajna. All the children ask you, why are you talking bhakti at this age? He said, no, only at this age bhakti will come, not after retirement. Many people say, why didn't you Bharanyasa? After Sati Purti, I will be planning to do. You ask those people who come to 61, I will do after Sadabhishekam. No. That means they are very sure that they lead to Sadabhishekam. Kaumarya Charit. This life is very temporary. Anytime it can burst. Anytime you may have to leave your body. Whenever you get a good satsang taught, immediately execute it. That's all. Kaumarya Charit Prajno Dharman Bhagavata. What is the age to learn Kalakshepam or Bhagavatam, Namasankirtanam, Bhagavad Gita, etc.? Very childhood itself should start. Prahalatha is saying this. Alvar says this, right? Before 25 years, when your whole body is completely in shape and then you have strength, go to all the Videsh and come. Don't go out at the age of 80 to Muktinath or Badrinath. You will be giving trouble to others. And they will say, why this academy is coming and troubling me? Go when you are young. Kedarala Yelamai Keduvadan Munnam. Valaradi Mayon Maruvi Kol. Valaradam Pudilsur, Madirim Jolly. Salary Vedaragil, science says after the age of 27, all our strength starts diminishing according to modern science. Prahalatha says, forget about 25 and all. Within, when you are a child itself, this bhakti should start. You can't expect over time that suddenly after retirement, I will do all Sandhya Vandanam. Till then, I won't do Sandhya Vandanam. I will be doing office Vandanam and all. Yeah, it should start immediately, right now. Better late than never. And this is what is a Kaumari, Dharma, Durlabam, Manusham, Janma. This body is temporary, anytime it can go. There is a time bomb. Perumal has kept time bomb in our heart, tick tock, anytime it can stop. No cardiologist can stop it. You can improve it or elongate it or stretch the time of our life. Cardiologists themselves, they die, right? Prahalatha is saying this. At the age of 7, Prahalatha is giving instructions. Durlabam, Manusham, Janma. You can't get a human body. We have been rotating in 84 lakh species. We were this coronavirus also on the planet. Probably our name was not corona, something else. We were virus, we were bacteria, we were dogs, we were cockroaches. We were those animals, by seeing whom you take a stone and then hit them. You see a dog and then you take a stone. We were like that. We received the stones also. Now this is the body we got. And if you don't use this body, and if you don't surrender to Perumal in this body, we finished again. We have to go through all the 84 lakh species. Who is saying this? 7-year-old boy Prahalatha giving. That is why number 1. Durlabam Mariram Janma Tadapi Adruvam Martadam Vedanul Pirayam Nur. Alvar says, if a person, let us assume a person lives for 100 years. How does he spend on an average? 50 years goes in sleep. Padiyum Murangi Pogum. Then 20 years is a child. 20 years he becomes old. And 10 years youth. And he does all nonsense in that youth. And he suffers later throughout his life. Commit a crime quickly and then repent at leisure throughout life. That's why Pede Palagan Adagam Adu in Tirumalai. Adu, he doesn't want to mention youth also. Because we do maximum crimes. Shrutam yetat maya purvam jnanam vijnana samyutam dharmam bhagavatam shuddham arada deva darshana. All his friends asked him, where did you learn this? We don't have any, no class, we have this syllabus. You are talking new syllabus? This is Narada syllabus. My Acharya taught this when I was in the womb of my mother, Kayadu. How did it happen? Indra wanted to kill Kayadu. She was pregnant. He pulled her to kill because the child could be another Asura. Narada said, Ayam Nishkil Bishas Saksh, don't do that. He is a Bhagavata. Bhagavata is going to come and he will be the cause of his father's death. Sakshat Mahabhagavatom. Even before Prahalatha was born, this title was given to him by Narada. Mahabhagavato Mahan. Then Indra did parikrama, protection of Kayadu, and then went. Narada gave Upadesham to Kayadu. Kayadu Sutavaja, that is why I got this knowledge. Finally, the matter escalated, became very serious. Everybody started talking about Bhaktiya Prahalatha. They started laughing also. See, he is talking all nonsense, he is giving new syllabus to us. He cannot control his own child. Vambalapu. This went to the ears of Hiranya Kashipu and then became wild. My own son is not following the rules and regulations set by me. He is not following the syllabus. Finally, he called him one day and then said, now we will finalize. Jo hoga, hoga. Today, I will finalize what's going to happen. Tell me, who is your power? Who is giving you all this time to talk against me and against the constitution, Asuric constitution? There are many Asuric governments, right? The moment you enter into their land, first they will impound your passport, remove your tilak, cut your thread, sacred thread, etc. Who gave you this power? Who dare you preach about Hari, who is my enemy, sworn enemy. Who gave it? Who is giving you this strength? The child said, Na kevalam me bhavatascha rajan savai bhalam bhalinam cha paresham. The only strength for all the people, not only for me, for even for asuras, even for you, for all the living entities. Only Perumal, Hari is the Paravareshu Stirajangamaye, Brahma, even Brahma, the person who gave you all the varas, all the boons. Right? His balam, his strength is Perumal. Yena Basham Pranita. Become wild. He gave order, come and kill this fellow. It's enough. It's enough. He's talking nonsense. He's spreading about Hari. He's spreading about Bhagavad Bhakti, Bhagavad. Kill him immediately. Otherwise, this fellow will spoil others and he will go on spreading his message and then everybody will become Bhagavata and everybody will become Hari Bhaktas. That should not happen. So cut his sacred thread, remove his kodami and kill him. Hiranyakashipu said this. They tried all the way. I am not going to the details. Serpents, then elephant, then wild animals, then sea, etc. They couldn't kill him. Why? Perumal was there. Why? He surrendered himself to Perumal. Tameva mama sharanam. Tvam bina anyam na janege. Tameva mama sharanam. You want me to be killed? I will get killed. You want to save me? You save me. It's left to you. I am yours. I have surrendered myself to you. And what to do? Again, Hiranyakashipu calls him, summons him. What is that magic you are doing? What is the magical power you have? We are unable to kill you. Why? Even Yama is afraid of seeing you. Who is your strength? Tell me once again. I told you already. Hari is everybody's strength. Where is he present? He is present everywhere. He is present even in your heart. You fellow, you are so idiot. So you are so puffed up that you don't want to bend your head. This is in some other story, not in Bhagavatam. It's in Prahalatha challenging him. You just bend your head, then you will see the Perumal in your own. You don't want to. You are so egoistic. Vanangalil Arakkan, Ravana, Pallavarakkan. Ravana never bent his head down. He said, even if I die like this. You are so puffed up. You just bow down your head. You will see Perumal. You don't want to. You are so arrogant. And then, is he present in this pillar? I am telling you, he is present everywhere. What is this nonsense? He is present. Why is he not present in pillar? He is present in everywhere. No, this pillar, I constructed myself. So Hari cannot enter itself. Prahalatha, Alanditta Tunai Avanta. Alanditta means he himself measured and then himself supervised the construction of that golden pillar. Right? Is he present here? Why don't you test? Kasmat Kambena Drishyate. He is not present here. Prahalatha said Drishyate. He is present there. Na Drishyate. He is not visible. He is visible to me. He is not visible to you. What can I do? Your problem. Right? Somebody is seeing a bacteria and somebody is unable to. I am unable to see the bacteria with my naked. That's your problem. I have a compound microscope. I am able to see. My Acharya is my compound microscope. I can see all the bacteria. I can through a telescope of Acharya. Acharya, the telescope, I can see the star. I can see the planet. You don't have a telescope, then you can't see. How can you see? Ordinary star you can't see without telescope. How can you see Perumal? You need a vision of an Acharya. Acharya Kripa is the vision, right? Guru Kripa Anjada Payamere Bha. You need a coryllium, kajal, mind of Acharya Kripa. Then once Acharya Kripa is on you, Rama Bina Kachu Dekatna. I don't see anybody, I don't see anything other than Ram because Acharya Katakshan. Andar Rama Bar Rama. So everywhere I see Ram. That because of Acharya Katakshan, right? Even Vedanta is Anjanam Yoga Drishte. Kanduk mind, the coryllium. Kajal, you say, right? You apply it on the eye. What that? Antarjyotik Kimipamina Manjanam Yoga Drishte Chinta Ratnam. We will not go into that. It's a big subject. So you are unable to see. I am able to see. The Perumal, Drishyate. And he took a sword and then broke the pillar. Next is Satyam Vidatum Nijabritya Bhashitum Vyaptum Chabute Shakile Shuchatmani Drishyata Atyadputa Rupam Udbahan Tambe Sabayam Tamrugam Namanusham. Immediately the next Satyam Vidatam Bhagavatam says, Perumal came down not for the Devatas, he came down to make the words of Prahlada true. Vidatum Nijabritya Bhashitam. Prahlada said, Perumal is everywhere. Vachanancha Satyam. Mukureshingaracha. Perumal Nrsimha appeared not to protect the Devatas, not to kill Hiranyakashipu, but to make true the words of his devotee. Perumal Irukhan. Nijabritya Bhashitam. So that's why you should take the blessing of the Bhagavatas. To make it true, Perumal will do anything. He will turn upside down the entire three worlds to make it true. That's why he says, Arjuna, Kaunteya Pratijanehi Name Bhikta Pranashyati. Arjuna, you say, you tell, you declare to the world that Krishna Bhaktas cannot be vanquished, they cannot be defeated. They will not be insulted. If you see this, it has to be made true. It will come true because you are a Bhagavata. So Bhagavatas, Prahlada's word. Nrsimha appeared not for Prahlada, not to protect Prahlada, but to make the words of Prahlada true. So any devotee who has even 1% faith in Perumal, and if he blesses our children, Dirga Ishamastu, Vidyavan Bhava, Vidyavati Bhava, Putra, to make it true, Nrsimha, it is the responsibility of the Nrsimha to make all these words true because the devotee has surrendered to him. Nakaryetarhi Garudo Magavisham. He just tore the chest of Hiranyakashipu, just like Garuda pierced a serpent. And he tasted the blood of Hiranyakashipu. How it looks like. We are talking about vegetarianism, vegan and all. And Perumal is licking the blood of Hiranyakashipu. See what an animal. The inner Sukshma, you have to go inside and see. He loves even the blood of Hiranyakashipu because Hiranyakashipu is originally is Dwarapalaka, right? Such is the love for his devotees. The original Dwarapalaka. Prahlada is the latest entry. Original Dwarapalaka is Hiranyakashipu. So he loves even his body. Hiranyakashipu Tanubrangam. Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa. That is why Perumal loves the bodies of the devotees. Bhakto Pamar Daso Pamar Dasaga. Vedanta Jessica says in Devali Stuti, right? Perumal loves to be squeezed among the devotees. That is why he enters whenever two devotees are there, when many devotees are going in a queue, in Tirumala queue, Govinda, Govinda, Govinda. Perumal will enter through them because he loves the physical contact of the devotees. That's why Mudalad Charithram is like, right? Tirukkandain, Ponmeni Kandain, that episode. And all the Devatas were, Hiranyakashipu, Vadam, all the 33 Devatas were running here and there in all directions. Shiva said, requested Nrsimha, Nrsimha, please control your anger. See this child. Why are you seeing Hiranyakashipu? See the child, see his devotee, how much he loves you. And finally, Brahma sends Prahlada himself to console. Only Prahlada could control the anger of Perumal. Not even Maharashmi said, he is not my husband at all. Yeah, I don't want that husband who has a BP. I will go away. Because I know only an husband who can full of karuna. That's all. I don't know anything other than blessing the children. Nityam Agyata Nigraha. She doesn't know what is Nigraha. He is not my husband. If he is angry, I don't want it. Mahalakshmi acted like this because she wanted to glorify Prahlada. Both of them want to glorify Prahlada. They want to keep on their shoulders and show to the world, see, this is my child, this is my devotee, come what may. Nobody would have faced difficulties like Prahlada, right? Whole government is against him, whole government. A country, not country, 3 worlds were against him. Because Hiranyakashipu was the ruler of 3 worlds. Stood staunch in devotion. Nobody could shake his faith, right? Why? Why that Mahavishwatam? How did it come? Acharya Kataksha. Jayamanam ki purusham yampashyet matusodana. That is the power of Narada Kataksha. Naram dadati iti Narada. One who gives jnana is Narada. Right? Our acharyas, one Kataksham is enough. Even Perumal cannot remove our Mahavishwasa. Perumal will be defeated when acharyas are with us. That is why Vedanta Deshika says, Acharyadiya, Devatam Samadhika, Nyam Nama Nyam. Porti Vogapadam Pundiyil Koldudam, Shatralava Munam better. So even Perumal is indebted to acharyas, right? Nakairiyatari Garudo Magabhisham Prahlada Stuti. Finally, Nrsimha asks him, ask any boon I want to give. Only one he asked boon. Matrainam Kamangal Matra. Assemble all our desires in one place and direct them towards your Kamangal. It's difficult to kill desire. Desire will always be there. Some people say you meditate without any desire. To meditate without any desire itself is another desire, right? I want to be desireless. That is a desire. You can't be without desire. You can't be without karma. But that should be directed towards all our karmas, towards all other objects should be directed to Matrainam Kamangal Matru. That's why Ajin Salal. That is Goda. That is Goda. That is the essence of the Vedas. Convert all our desires and all other activities, all other things and people, all our attachments. Tameva Mata cha Pita Tameva, Tameva Bandhus cha Gurus Tameva, Tameva Vidya Drivanam Tameva, Tameva Sarvam. That you should do. We will not leave our attachment to our TV or cell, our mobile or movies, politics or cinema or films or cricket or game. We will be addicted to that. We cannot remove that addiction. You de-addict our desires. You direct them towards your own. Yashiddha kamyaritam kuruma nitya kinkaram. You make me your devotee. You make me in such a way that I should keep on crying, Adi Adi, Agankarin, Dishapadi, Padi, Kannir Malgi. Whenever somebody says Hari, I should cry and dance in joy. Irundum, Padandum, Tulladar, Tammal, Karum, and Cholni, Tankadal, Vatat, Tulire, Alvar says, if somebody says Rama, somebody says Krishna, Nrsimha, if you don't dance, then what is the use of your life? Make me a devotee like that. I should dance in joy hearing your name. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Kada tava namagrahane bhavishyati. When somebody says Krishna, then the whole body should tremble with horripilation. Tears should flow from my eyes like a river. Nayanam garadashrudaraya vadanam gadgadaya gira. Pulakay dichitam papuhu kada bhavishyati. When will I become like that? Now, tava namagrahane bhavishyati. I want to immerse myself in the divine life, ecstasy of your holy name, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Alvars, they were, that's the name, the meaning of Alvar, right? They were immersed in the ocean of Daya of Perumal and Prati. They came out of that and then gave that nectar to us. That is the greatness of Acharya. They didn't just immerse themselves in the Anubhava. They came out and gave that taste to us, divine taste to all of us. Yonitya Machada Padambuja Igvarugma Vyamohta. Direct all our desire to our lotus feet. Tadi Itarani Trinayamene. All others are very simple like the grass. Dhanam Madiyam Tavapadam. Alavanda. My only bank balance is your lotus feet. I should become like that. I shall always think my only wealth is Perumal's lotus feet. Nothing else. Bhagavata's lotus feet. Acharya's lotus, nothing else. Acharya Padakas, Bhagavata Padakas, nothing else. I don't want anything. You make me such a devotee that you should be proud of me. See, my child, what a devotion. Perumal took Prahlada on his lap and started crying, what a Mahavishwadam, what a belief, what a faith. In spite of being tortured, subject to all tortures. You are subject to all tortures. I didn't even come. You didn't ask me to come. And Perumal cried and then made Abhishekam of the child. What your faith, what your faith. Perumal became servant of Prahlada. Prahlada Varada became Prahlada. He wanted to give him a boon. Prahlada said, I don't want any other boon. I want bhakti at a lotus feet. Perumal said, I want your title. I want your title, Prahlada Varada. I want my name to be associated with you. People should call me as a Prahlada Varada, not Nrsimha. I become, it's a title for me. Please take something. Perumal is begging his devotees. You become a Sharanagata, Perumal will beg you to take anything. And finally he will say, I don't do anything. Nishiddha Kamyaridam Kuruma Nitya Kinkar. I should do all the Kankaryam. Ramanuja says, I should do everything for your pleasure only, without any commercial desire. You make me like that. Ratirupa nityadasyam dasyadiri vishwasa bhurvatam bhagavantam nitya kinkaratam. Anything I do, should do with prema, with Krishna prema. Right? Conducting this group, uploading a video, conducting a meeting, hosting a meeting. I should do as if it is the aim of my life. With love. Not that I have committed to somebody. With love. With 100% love. With no other Khyati Labha Puja. I don't want name or fame or money. Only for your pleasure. I am not like that. You make me like that. It's your responsibility. That's all. This is what he's asking. Again, Perumal insists, no, ask one more boon. You are already devotee. Why are you asking devotion? I can't shake your faith at all. I have become your servant due to your devotion. Ask one more boon. Then Prahalatha asks, excuse all the apacharans of my father. See, that is a Bhagavata. He was an Asura. He has been, talking nonsense about you. Please excuse all the apacharams done by my father. He doesn't have knowledge. Agyan. If he had knowledge, he would have become a devotee. No, he didn't have that knowledge. Perumal laughed and said, he is my first devotee, Prahalatha. He is senior in devotion to me. He is your senior. He is my personal servant. He wanted to become Rakshasa and come to me very far, very soon. That is why he took this birth as Asura. See how his devotion. Let me be born as Asura, but I want to come to you very soon. See his devotion. He is Jaya Vijaya. I will grant you the boon of satsang. So Prahalatha wants only satsang, nothing else. Since all of you are there in this satsang, you are also devotees of Prahalatha, Nrsimha, and our quality of bhakti, everyone has bhakti, that quality should improve. The quality should be purified to such an extent that Perumal should, request us, this Kaliga, I bring too much of bhakti, let's reduce this. Take care of the children also. Perumal will take care of children. Ma madiyam cha nikilam chetanapakam sukankaryopakarana varadasvikarasam. Not only myself, my wife, my children, my parents, my grandparents, my in-laws, my friends, relatives, all of them. Ma madiyam cha nikilam. My pen, my laptop, my computer, my even microphones. Everything should be in your service. You make like what you do, I don't know. It's your headache. You accept them and get some service done through them. Sakankaryopakarana varada svikarasya. Wonderful praise. Our acharyas have done everything. All we need to do is just chant Nyasadastakam. Stand before Perumal and cry. That's all. Kavitarkika Simpaya Kalyana Gunacharine Srimate Venkateshaya Vedanta Gurave Namah. Any questions? 15 minutes, I have time. Question answer session, I am ready. Was it clear to all of you?
Yes, Swami.
Jaya Mami.
Thank you very much, Swami. Wonderful.
Very good. Anybody, any questions?
So I have a question, if you don't mind.
Yeah, no problem.
So you mentioned about Acharya Kataksham and how Prahalatha, because of his Acharya Kataksham, got so much firm faith in Perumal. And how did he serve Narada, his Acharya? Because we only heard that he was in the womb of his mother and he heard from his Acharya. And we hear
following
it is
the
very
instructions.
important to serve. Yeah.
Best way of service is following the instructions. Simple. Whatever our Narada has instructed in the Bhagavata Sampradaya, he followed to the right to the word, single word. Following Acharya's instructions is the best way of serving the Acharya. For example, you are in New Zealand or you are in abroad and you are Andavan, Aishingara, Parakala Swami, or Pondrik, some Acharya is there here. How will you serve them? One way is sending them some amount for their Charithram or some Kankaryam. Second way is following their instructions, following basic principles of Vaishnavism, like, do Sandhya Vandanam, Tiruvaradanam, be in satsang, etc. Best way of serving an Acharya, Bhaja Sevayam Dhatu, according to in Sanskrit, Bhaja means serving. Seva, not Bhajan. You have to chant the Taniyan as well as serve also. The best way we can, like through money, physically if possible, or through money, or by following the instructions very sincerely. Following the instruction also is seva. Because seeing you, people will get changed. They also get transformed. That is a seva. That is the only thing you can do. That is the best thing also. Kuru kavarnda kurukal kurangal korai kadarke marudalindi magindedum bogattu manuvame. Vedanta says even in Vaikuntha also we'll be under the lotus feet of the Acharya, who is in the form of Narayana, and will do Kainkari according to his instructions. Atra paratra chape nityam yadiya chanano sharanam madhyam. Alavandar says in Stotraratna. So Acharya Sambandhi is not only here, even there also. So following his instructions is the best way of serving. I'm answering the question.
Thank you, Swami.
Thank you. Any other questions? Anybody else? You can ask. Kekalam. You can ask in Tamil also, no problem. Nobody else? Yeah, விட்டா போறேன்னு இருக்கு போல இருக்கு. ஆமா, ரொம்ப போர் அடிச்சது. அதுக்கு மேல இன்னும் கேள்வி பதில்லாம் வந்திருக்கு.
Request to Bhagavatas, please don't hesitate. Your question may help others who are hesitating.
Exactly. Yeah, that is the reason I asked. Correct.
Yeah.
Maybe people being shy to ask, right?
Yeah, don't hesitate. This is a satsang. Everyone is learning, so your question may,
yeah,
help others.
Enlighten others. Correct. Exactly. Yes, it can enlighten me also sometimes. I may also ask somebody else and get clarification. Yeah, no problem. Please.
Any question is a good question. So please don't hesitate.
No, I think if you don't ask question, Suresh Sampath, you'll be committing an apacharam against Suresh Sampath. So at least for that sake, you should ask one question. Yeah.
Swami, I have one question.
Yeah, please.
நீங்க சொன்னீங்க அது மாதிரி துவாரபாலகனா அவ்வளோ நல்ல ஸ்டேட்டஸ்ல இருக்கு, எடுக்கிறதுக்கு தெரியல அந்த மாதிரி பெருமாள் வர விட்டாரு.
அதான் வரம் கேட்டான். I told you, அதுதான் சொன்னேன். அதாவது துவாரபாலகா வந்து அபச்சாரப்பட்டா உடனே பூமியில பறக்கணும், சனக சனந்தனாதிகள் சாபம் பாகவதத்தில் இருக்கு. உடனே அவ வந்து ஒரு ஆல்டர்னேஷன் கொடுத்தா அவளே. மகாத்மாக்கள் சாபம் பண்ணா அது வரமா தான் இருக்கும். Any curse is always a hidden boon. Maharshis, when they curse, it is a hidden boon. That's why we say even if we want to fight with sadhus, because there is a hidden varam in that. Like Gautama cursed Rahalya, become a stone. There was a hidden boon there. It is Rama's lotus feet, Charana Rajam, she got it, right? Like Chanda, the two Gandharvas, Nalakobra, Manigira were cursed by Maharshi to become trees. But they become trees in Vrindavan. That is a hidden boon, right? Like that, the Sanaka Sanandanadi gave an option that either you live on the earth for millions of years as a devotee and come back to Vaikuntha, or become an asura in 3 births and then come back to Vaikuntha very soon. Which one you want? They said, we cannot be away from Perumal. I cannot be there, bear the separation. So we become whatever it is. I will become bad person. Let me be criticized by everybody, but I want to come to you at the earliest. So that shows how much intense devotion. They didn't bear that. They couldn't bear that separation from Perumal. So that was their choice. So that was Perumal Sankalpa also. First of all, nobody can become angry in Vaikuntha. It's Perumal Sankalpa. So he wanted to give so many lessons to so many people through these people. So that is why they were born as Rakshasas. According to Bhagavatam, right?
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other question? Good question.
Swami, may I ask one more question?
Yeah, please.
You mentioned Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu.
Yeah.
So hearing is very important, you mentioned.
Yeah.
So, and you said Perumal enters our heart through ears.
Correct.
So hearing the right thing is also very important. But the problem is, in this age, we don't know what is the right thing. We don't know Vedas, we don't know Itihasas, Puranas. So how do we
Correct.
know that we are hearing from the right person and we are hearing the right thing from the right person? How do we judge that?
There is no ISI mark, right? There is no organization which can tell you who is the perfect person, who is not. Only Perumal is the right person. So you have to pray very. If you are sincere in your heart, he will lead you to the right person, to the right acharya, to the right lecture. Otherwise, you'll be carried away. Because words jugglery is very dangerous. Yamimam, Krishna himself cautions against word play. Yamimam pushpitam vacham pravadanti abhipaschitaha vedabada rathapata nanya dasti. People give wonderful answers. People get carried away and accept them as spiritual. For example, I heard one lecture from someone famous spiritual master. I don't want to mention his name. One of his disciples asked him, tell me the definition, how to become patient. I don't have patience. I already became patient. Then he gave an answer, wait for 1 year. So it appeals intellectually. Then he accepts him as guru, right? So that is not a criteria to become a guru. To speak or to appeal to you or to satisfy your intellectual capacity, that is not a guru. Guru means siddham sat sampradaya, definition is there. That should be the guru. So we have to pray sincerely to Perumal to guide us to the right lecture, to the right guru, to the right bhagavata, right acharya. And that 100% we should be sincere, otherwise we'll be carried away. So ye yatamam prapadyante tam tataiva bhajamya. According to your desire, I give the result. 100% result, like that. So we have to pray sincerely, very sincerely to our Antaryami. Then he will lead us. You have prayed very sincerely, so that's why you are in satsang. So why you have done this doubt?
Thank you, Swami.
Thank you. Any other question?
சுவாமி அடியனுக்கு ஒரு கேள்வி இருக்கு, ஒரு சின்ன சம்சயம். இப்ப ஜாயமான கடாட்சம்னு சொல்றோம். குழந்தைகளுக்கு பெருமாள் மதுசூதனன் கடாட்சம்னு குழந்தைகள் கர்ப்பத்தில் இருக்கும் போதே சில குழந்தைகளுக்கு இருக்கு, சில குழந்தைகளுக்கு இதுவா வருது. அது எப்படி பெருமாள் தான் நிர்ணயம் பண்றாரு? நம்ம குழந்தை நம்மளும் பெருமாள் பிரார்த்தனை பண்ணிட்டு இந்த குழந்தைக்கு ஜாயமான கடாட்சம் இருக்கணும் அப்படின்னு நம்மளால
ரெண்டும் கர்மா பிளஸ் பகவத் கடாட்சம். அதாவது சுவாமி தேசிகன் பாதுகாத்து சாய்க்கிறார். அதாவது நம்ம பிரயத்னம் 50% பெருமாள் நடக்கிறோம். ரெண்டுமே, இது ஒரு பாதுகா, அது ஒரு பாதுகா. both should be. For example, now you don't want to write an exam, but you want to get gold medal. How can you? You have to write. Right? You have to work hard and write the exam. Now another question: if I work hard and very sincerely, I will get the gold medal automatically. Why do I need Perumal? Right? Now just like you till the land, you sow the seed, everything is ready, land is ready, but no rains, finished, no crops. But the rain can come only by God's grace. Scientists cannot send the rain. On the other hand, it rains. Perumal Kripa is there, but you are not worked hard, you have not tilled the land, you have not sowed the seed, you cannot get the crops. So rendu irukanum 50-50. ஒரு 50% ஸ்வப்ரயத்னம், நம்ம பிரயத்னம், 50% பெருமாள் நடக்கும். ரெண்டுமே இருக்கணும். லக்ஷாபேக்ஷாம் பிரதீக்ஷதே. பெருமாள் ஒரு ஸ்டெப் எடுக்க சொல்ல. You want to get 1 crore rupees in lottery ticket, at least you purchase the ticket. You can't say I won't even purchase it. லக்ஷாபேக்ஷாம் பிரதீக்ஷதே பெருமாள் சொல்ல. அந்த ஒரு attempt பண்ணணும். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஸ்டெப் வைக்கணும். 99 steps will be completed by பெருமாள். அந்த யத்தனம் இருக்கணும். ஓகேயா? அதனால ரெண்டுமே சேர்ந்தது. Any other questions? So we'll wind up because I have a Sandhya Vandanam camp in Prahalatha. We have kept a Sandhya Vandanam camp for children in Prahalatha, in Hyderabad. As you asked that question, I forgot that Jayamanam Purusham Yampasche Madhusana Prahalatha Swami சொல்லுவார், எங்க ஹயகிரீவ கடாட்சம் இருந்தாதான் அவன் பாகவதன் ஆவான். ஏன்னா மதுசூதனன் ஹயகிரீவன், அதனால ஹயகிரீவன் கடாட்சம் இருந்தாதான் அவன் பாகவதன் ஆவான். விளையாட்டு ரசமா சொல்லுவார் மதுசூதனா அப்படின்றதுக்காக ஞாபகம் வந்தது. அதனால so we will have another session sometime later. Very kind of you for all the Bhagavatas coordinating. So many people coming on this day. நல்ல தூங்குற டைம், நானும் தூங்கிடுவேன். 2:30 கரெக்டா தூங்குற டைம். ஹோப் அட்லீஸ்ட் நீங்களாம் நல்லா தூங்கிடுங்கன்னு நினைச்சுக்கிறேன். எனிவே பெருமாள் அனுகிரகத்துல. So hope we'll meet again very soon as possible. And thanks to this, ரொம்ப அழகான பேர் வச்சிருக்கீங்க, சரணாகதி. ரொம்ப நல்ல பேர், நல்ல குரூப், ரொம்ப அழகா இருக்கு. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் கிளாஸ். ஜெயாமணி சொன்னப்போ எவ்ரி வீக் மீட், பெரிய விஷயம். மீட்டிங் எ வீக் itself is a yajna. Forget about what you learn. At least you meet once in a week. அந்த மாமி சௌக்கியமான்னு கேட்டா கூட அது ஒரு சத்சங்கம். You don't think that you should learn something, otherwise it's based on that. Meeting itself is maybe at least for 5 minutes. Every week 5 நிமிஷம் மீட் பண்ண வச்சுக்கணும். அதே பெரிய விஷயம். சங்கராச்சாரிய says this, சத்சங்கத்தே நிசங்கத்தம் நிசங்கத்தே நிர்மோகத்தம் நிர்மோகத்தே நிச்சலத்தம் நிச்சலத்தே ஜீவன் முக்தி. What do you do after become mukti? Bhaja govindam govindam bhaja. That's what. Generally we say govinda govinda, right? The nama sankirtanam, it will lead to that. So 5 minutes satsang every day, if not possible once in a week, enough. More, that's why you have been doing this wonder in satsang. Not only that, you have been conducting classes, you have been learning. Hats off to you. My really pranams to Indian land, foreign land, like in New Zealand. That it's all like a swarga, right? New Zealand, America, சுரேஷ் சம்பத்தி எல்லாரும் ஒரு விதத்துல நித்தியசூரிகள்னு சொல்லணும். ஸ்வரூபம்ன்றது இங்கேயே கிடையாது, எங்க ஊர்லயே கிடையாது. வெளியில போய் அழிச்சிட்டு போயிடுறான். உள்ள பரண்டு தெரியுமா, வெளியில போய் அழிச்சிடுறான். ஏன் அவன் எதாவது தப்பா நினைச்சுப்பான் சார், எதான்னு சொல்லுவான் சார், எவனும் ஒன்றும் சொல்ல மாட்டான். பட் தேர் யூ ஆர் டூயிங் மிராக்கிள்ஸ் சார். ரொம்ப என்ன பண்றீங்க? unless until பெருமாள் கட்டா ஜாயமானம் கட்டாட்சம் is there, you won't be there. You can't conduct such things, such activities. 100% sure. நான் உங்களுக்கு பெருமைக்காக சொல்லல, முகஸ்துதிக்காக சொல்லல. பெருமாள் அனுகிரகம் உங்க மேல பூர்ணமா இருக்கு. அதனாலதான் ரட்சிகா மூலமா உங்க மூலமா சரணாகதி நல்லா நடத்துறீங்கோ, மேல நடத்துங்கோ. பாக்கியம் அது. இட்ஸ் வெரி எக்ஸ்ட்ரீம்லி டிஃபிகல்ட் டு டூ அப்ராட். இந்தியாவில் பண்ணிடலாம், அங்கெல்லாம் பண்றது ரொம்ப கஷ்டம். ஏன்னா மாயா இஸ் வெரி பவர்ஃபுல். இது ஸ்வர்க பூமி, போக பூமின்றதால மாயா இஸ் வெரி பவர்ஃபுல். பட் யூ ஹவ் ஓவர் கம் தட் மாயா அண்ட் கண்டக்டிங் சத்சங். So mamevaye prapadyante maya metam tarante. Krishna says very clearly, unless until you have my grace you cannot cross maya. So உங்களுக்கு எல்லாம் பெருமாள் கிரேஸ் இருக்கு. ஸோ வர்ததாம் அபிவர்ததா அப்படின்னு பெருமாள் திருவள்ளியில் பிரார்த்திச்சுண்டு ரோகா சமஸ்தா சிக்னோபவன் தாசனடியன் சுரேஷ்வாமி.
அடியன் சின்சியர் தேங்க்ஸ் அண்ட் தன்யவாதா சுவாமி. எப்போ கேட்டாலும் தேவரீர் வந்து இல்லைன்னு சொல்லாம டேட் கொடுத்து எங்களுக்காக நிறைய டாபிக்ல வந்து யூ ஹவ் பீன் கிவிங் லெக்சர்ஸ் அண்ட் உபன்யாசம்ஸ் அண்ட் கைடிங் அஸ் இன் வேரியஸ் லெக்சர்ஸ் இன் வேரியஸ் டாபிக்ஸ். ஸோ சாஷ்டாங்க நமஸ்காரங்கள் பல்லாண்டு ஃபார் தேவரி திருவடி அண்ட் பத்ரி
Swami irukara
and their satsangam. I think they did the heavy lifting in this. I didn't do anything. So
wonderful job.
Credit I am getting. I am just surrendering it to my acharyans thiruvadi. That's it.
Sure. Kripadiya Dhanyasmi.
Jai
Swami. Swami, thank you very much for your nectarian discourse, and just a little bit vote of thanks. Thank you. We are very grateful to you for providing us your satsang. You have captivated us by describing the glorious Charithra of Prahalatha and relating it to the current context of our life. His life story shows that despite all opposition, because of Acharya Kataksham, he got firm faith in Perumal, and that itself is so glorious, and he became glorious. From your discourse, we learned that he is the personification of faith. That's what we have. For me personally, I feel that what's so great also is his forgiveness, that despite all the troubles his father gave him, he did not take anything to his heart, and he wanted Perumal to excuse all those things. So we are very grateful to you, Swami. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Ganesh, you want to talk something? Yeah, please. But I think Mr. Ganesh raised his hand, something. Yeah. Okay, Karan better. Okay, carry on, please. Sorry to interrupt. Yeah.
No problem. Thank you, and we are grateful to you, and we are also grateful to Suresh Sampath Swami for organizing this discourse, and to Sharanagati group for facilitating this. So thank you all very much for joining this wonderful discourse, and hope to continue all this. Srimate Ramanujaya.
Jai Sri. Thanks again. Suresh Swami. ஏதான் தப்பா பேசியிருந்தா உங்களை அடிப்பா, தப்பா நினைச்சுக்காதீங்க.
அடியன்
நீங்க அதுக்கும் அடியன் ரெடியா இருக்கு. Because they will ask Sharanagati group and Suresh Sampath, how did you catch this person? உங்களை தான் வைவான், என்ன வைக்க மாட்டா. நான் எஸ்கேப்.
சரி, அப்புறம் இவாக திரும்ப பேசிட்டு மேபி நெக்ஸ்ட் டாபிக் என்ன டேட் என்ன இதுன்னு கேட்டாது.
பக்தி ஆச்சு இல்லையா? அடுத்த பக்தி ஆச்சாரிய மகிமைன்னு வச்சுக்கலாமா? what do you say? சரணாகதி people நெக்ஸ்ட் மந்த் வச்சுக்கலாம். 1 மந்த்க்கு அப்புறம் அப்படியே கொஞ்சம் டூர் போயிட்டு வரேன். போயிட்டு வந்தோடனே வச்சுக்கலாம். நெக்ஸ்ட் டேட்ஸ் கொடுக்குறேன்.
அப்படியே
வேலை வெட்டி இல்ல சும்மா சுத்தின்னு இருப்பேன். வேற ஒன்றும் கிடையாது. தப்பா நினைச்சுக்கோ. ரொம்ப பிஸி சுவாமி எல்லாம் பண்ணி அந்த மாதிரி நினைச்சுக்காதீங்க. சும்மா ஊரை சுத்தின்னு இருப்பேன். இங்க அயோத்தியா, பத்ரா, பிருந்தாவன். ஒரு மாசத்துல ஒரு 1000 கிலோமீட்டர் போலேன்னு எனக்கு ஏதோ சாப்பிடாத மாதிரி இருக்கும். உடம்பு இழைச்சிடும். அதனால டேட். ஓகே
அப்படியே
தாசன் அடியே. தேங்க்யூ. ஜெய் ஜெய்
ஜெய் ஜெய் ஸ்ரீ கிருஷ்ணா. அப்படியே